Hello folks, I hope that you are having just a great day today. Today we're taking a look at August Derleth's Three Gentlemen in Black, which I have a copy of in my 100 Ghastly Little Ghost Stories collection, which has, it's about 550 pages long. It's oversized text, and it has 100 different stories in here by a lot of people that are masters in the horror genre, like Ramsey Campbell, August Derleth, lots of other stuff too. I'll be taking a look at this. Now this collection, I'll link to you in the comments below in case you're interested in picking it up and checking it out. It does have a whole lot of different big names in it. We'll be taking a look at this. I'll be reading into it, taking a deep dive into it, kind of unpacking a lot of the horror stories in here for you. My guess is that this is going to be more something that I do occasionally here and there, rather than taking like a couple of months and dedicating, a Sunday column to this or something like that, right? I'll probably just be doing a few things. There are a few names in here I want to check out first, and the first story in this collection after I bought it was August Derleth's Three Gentlemen in Black. Now, Three Gentlemen in Black was published by August Derleth in '38, which is a year after his sort of mentor H.P. Lovecraft died. He was a popular horror writer, as well as other sort of genres occasionally, but he was really sort of main in the horror genre, and he's big into the Cthulhu mythos and being influenced by H.P. Lovecraft. And so he has a lot of influence in H.P. Lovecraft's work. But this short story is very interesting to me. Why? Because this is the first August Derleth horror short story that I've ever read by the guy that is influenced by Poe, not by Lovecraft. There is no Lovecraft in this story at all. It's Poe. This is a very Poe-esque story. So what happens? All right, let's take a quick synopsis for you, and then I'll go ahead and give you my quick little review. It's an 8-page short story. It took me 12 minutes to read it for the first time. I'm not going to take that much time of yours. So basically what's going to end up happening is that we're going to be starting out by a guy who's bought a home in a rural estate in England. He wants to get away from London. And he has finally found the perfect estate. And while he was hit with a pang of sort of, of deja vu when he first came to this estate, it's perfect for him. It's exactly what he's looking for. So he bought it. He wants to be as isolated from other people and from London as he can be. And this is in our first page. And then we're going to move, and we're going to find out a page or two later that this guy has actually trying to get away from a crime that he has committed. So far, well, he has put it in motion, but it hasn't actually happened yet. So he wants to be away from this. He has given his uncle a poison pill which will kill him, because his uncle used to torture him when he was a kid, and this is his revenge. And he is the only inheritor to his uncle, and they haven't had a great relationship. So he knows that he might be a suspect after his uncle dies. So he wants to be away from it far, and he also doesn't want to be near people either, so that nobody can say, well, this is how he reacted when he first heard the news or anything like that, right? He can just pretend like he had already heard it when he read it in the paper, and have that be announced. So he goes to this house in order to sequester himself from far away, and then passes the time in this estate waiting for his uncle to die from the plot that he has set in motion, this poison pill. And that's like probably like 3 pages into an 8-page short story, so I'll go ahead and leave you to it. So what's going to end up happening? How is a Poe-esque sort of character involved? This is a very strong horror story. It does have a fantasy element to it. It's in a collection called Ghost Stories, so you can probably figure out what that fantasy element is. Although I don't know that every single story that's in here is going to be a ghost story. That oftentimes happens. I have a collection of horror short stories that's called Ghost Horror Stories. While a couple of them are ghost stories, like The Signalman, but one of them is Guy de Maupassant's The Horror, which has nothing ghost in it. The enemy in that one is an alien from another planet. I'm not going to spend too much time with figuring out if all these stories in this collection are ghosts or not. My guess is that they aren't, but it'll be a common theme. But we'll take a look at, again, a couple other short stories in this collection. A lot of them seem to be on the short side of life. The next one I'm going to read is actually Arthur J. Burks' Faces. That's the second short story I'm going to read from this, because I've been wanting to get a little bit of a deeper dive into Arthur J. Burks, and so that's one of the reasons why I bought this collection. So it has one of his stories in it too, and that's the next one we're going to be taking a look at. But there you are. I'll go ahead and leave you to it. Have you read August Derleth's Three Gentlemen in Black? Have you ever seen any of his? Is this the first time that you've ever heard of him having more of a Poe inspiration to a horror story than a Lovecraft inspiration? Because it's the first time I've ever read a short story like that was like that, which I enjoy. I enjoy the different way that August Derleth wrote it. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. It's very well done. It's very well written. I do think it should have had a different title. I think its title gives away something, a key element that you don't find out on the last page. And I wish that the title was different. There's unfortunately an unfortunate foreshadowing in the title that I wish was not there. I think you could have changed one word in that title and it would have been fine. But anyway, I'll go ahead and leave you to it. If you enjoyed this review, please feel encouraged to hit that subscribe button because there's going to be a lot more of these to follow in fantasy, science fiction, and horror. And then finally, I just want to thank you for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, right? And we're being pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have a great day.